My name is Lilly Ashdown, and in Dracula I'll be playing the role of co-director. A few years ago I came out for an audition for a play, acting, for Faith County 2. So from there, I kept acting. I was in Mousetrap and Baskerville more recently, but I also started getting involved behind the scenes in makeup. And with that role, I started getting to know more people and wanting to get more and more off the stage and into that background process, and here we are. It's really hard to pick a favorite scary movie or story. There are so many, and I'm a huge horror fan. One of my big ones is The Terror. It's Boris Karloff and Jack Nicholson attempting to do a French accent. It's fantastic. I love cheesy horror. They also did an amazing film called Black Sabbath. It was an Italian portmanteau. It had Boris Karloff again. I might just like Boris Karloff films. But I like films that are scary, but there's an element of fun to them. Like things like horror comedies like Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, or What We Do in the Shadows. I like to laugh as well as be scared because I am actually a bit of a coward. I think people are drawn to the horror genre for different reasons, for different backgrounds. You're from different reasons why you're enjoying it. I like to be scared gently. So I like horror because it's a controlled scare. I think some people like horror because they're not afraid of anything. And so they watch it and they get to be scared by sudden jumps. I hate those. I'm afraid of everything. But I think horror has such a width and breadth to it that people underestimate. And that's why it keeps going. Because there'll be times when war is happening and horror thrives. Because it takes that horror from real life and puts it into a story and the good guys win. Or there'll be times when there's nothing really that bad going on and people need a break from the monotony. So again, horror comes to the rescue. So I think horror is going to stick around for about as long as we have human experience, because even Shakespeare had moments of horror in it. Like if you think of Titus Andronicus, where someone eats someone out of a pie. So you're just going to always have horror around. I think there's something really appealing about the vampire to people. I think because it looks, most of the time, in most versions of Dracula, as some sort of suave and debonair creature that then suddenly, it turns out, looks are deceiving. And I think that's an ongoing message. Because when you think about when it was created, it was at the time of Frankenstein. And Frankenstein was all about a creature that was very visibly wrong. But it wasn't him that was the monster. So it's almost a mirror image of it, where you have this very visibly not wrong character, and then it turns out that inside there's darkness. And I think Dracula keeps coming back, and Dracula himself keeps coming back, because there's such a grounding in the idea of a human who becomes something that has just hunger in mind. It becomes an animal. And I think that's why we have werewolves still, and I think that's why we have Frankenstein's creation, but really it's the mad scientist. I think we always have that thing that will fear that other, and I think Dracula is the king of them. I'm a massive vampire fan. I have been since I was a kid. Uh, One of my favorites is What We Do in the Shadows right now, the TV show and the film. It's an amazing bit of comedy, but also kind of really respectful of vampire lore. It brings a lot of it in. I'm a big fan of the Southern Vampire mysteries, the Charlene Harris novels that became True Blood, Dead to the World being one of my favorites. They're trashy and I love it. Obviously I love Dracula. Can't get away from that. Because I love the format. I love an idea of a bunch of narrators that we have to trust and we don't know. Vampire High, if you remember that from YTV. Amazing television show. Young Dracula was another one that I watched. I love vampires. I love them. And in more recent ones, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. That was a fantastic vampire film. And as for books, I love Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles as well, mainly Memnoch the Devil and Blood and Gold. So I'll keep going, but you could probably tune out by now. I will talk about vampires forever. My worst fear is spiders the size of me, roughly. But I would also accept toddler-sized spiders for that. That scene in Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter, when they're all like chasing the car and they come and hit the car, I can't handle it. I don't know what it is. I think it's how they move or their dumb little faces. I don't know. Then there's that one spider, Lucas the spider on YouTube. He's super adorable, and that's why I have like conflicting ideas with him. But still, I don't know. Spiders, definitely for sure.